How's it going, y'all? It's me, Space Cadet. And first off, I just want to say sorry for not uploading on Thursday like I said I was going to. Hey, I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. Life happens. I wasn't able to upload on Thursday. But here we are, a couple days late, but still getting it pushed out. So, and thank you guys for being patient. Like it if you like it, sub if you want to, and hey, let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about the time I wrecked the four-wheeler and how I spent 3 days in the hospital. This happened way back when I was in middle school. I forget how long ago that was now, but I was just a wee lad. My dad had got this blue four-wheeler, but me and my brother would ride it around the house all the time. On this day, actually, we're going to start at the day prior is when the story really starts. My brother and my dad had the four-wheeler out just fooling around. My dad got off the four-wheeler, went inside the house, and he said, "Put up the four-wheeler before you guys come in." We was like, all right. And we decided to take it for one last spin before we put it up. And it was me driving with my brother on the back of the four-wheeler. The way my house is set up, you got the road, and on the right side of the road is like you got to do like a 180 to get in my driveway. And when you come in, you've got like a good 50 yards of driveway, and it kind of opens up a little bit too. Like it comes in pretty narrow and goes along with the road, and then it like cuts around a hill to the left. We've got that whole section open, and we're doing donuts in this open section of the driveway. And at some point, something moved, and I lost balance, and we lost control and hopped from the driveway over like a 3-4 foot hill onto the road. And I wasn't expecting this at all. We land like kind of forward, and I like bounce off the handlebars and like backwards a little bit. And my brother has to like my brother, I don't know how he didn't get thrown off, but he's still on this thing, and he grabs the handlebars and kind of squeezes the brake, and we're stopped in the middle of the road. And I'm like, oh shit. So I get my hands back on the handlebars, and I give it some gas, and I pull it in the road, or I pull it back in the driveway, and I turn it off. And I'm like, bro, I don't want any part of this. I don't want none of this no more. I'm going inside. And he's like, okay. So he turns it back on and pulls it into the garage, and he closes it up, and we come back inside, and we call it a day. And I head to bed. And this is when the story gets interesting. I know that was a lot of backstory, but I crashed the four-wheeler. And there's not really any damage to it. I definitely got shaken up a little bit, but there's no damage to the four-wheeler. And we go to bed early. We've got some stuff to do the next day. And I wake up inside of my dad's truck going down the road. And I'm a little confused, but I just kind of go with it, and I look around, and I don't say nothing. I'm just like, I just figured I fell asleep in the truck and just didn't remember getting up and getting breakfast. You could still tell it was early in the morning. I didn't know what time it was, but I couldn't have been up for very long. And we're squeezed into my dad's tiny S10 truck. So my dad's driving, obviously, and this truck doesn't have any back seats. It's got my dad driving, my brother sitting passenger seat, and me in the middle. And we're going down the road. And my dad just keeps kind of looking over at me, and my brother's not paying attention. He's looking out the window, and I'll like look up at my dad, and I'm like, what's up? And you keep looking at me. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what's my name? He kept asking me, what's my name? What's my name? And I didn't understand at the time. I was like, your dad. And he's like, no. Do you know what my name is? And I was like, I tell him what I think his name is. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, do you remember anything? I was like, not really. Why? And he's like, oh, okay. And he gets on the phone with my mom, and he's like, yeah, he's awake now, but we're still going to go down to the hospital, and I'll meet you there. And I'm so confused. Like, I don't know what's going on. And my dad's flying down the road, and I'm just sitting there like, whatever. And at this point, I don't even like fully know he's talking about me. And like, I was just like, oh, well. Something must be wrong with a family member or something. We're gonna go check up on him. Just the way my dad was handling the situation, it was like, oh, he definitely made me feel, he definitely made me know something's wrong. But like, as far as like what was going on. I didn't know. To this day, I don't remember what happened, but I'm gonna go through it as if I do remember. So I wake up and my dad's made breakfast, and we eat breakfast, and we get ready to go help him work outside. We eat breakfast, we get ready, we head outside. They start mowing, and I build a fire in the garage. They get done mowing, and my dad comes in the garage to start working on a car. And apparently my dad sent me off to do something with my brother. But instead of going and doing what he asked, we had gotten on the four-wheeler and was, instead of doing donuts in the driveway, we was doing laps around the house. And my dad's working in the garage. He's got the air compressor going. He's hammering away on something. He can't hear us, but we're doing laps on the four-wheeler. And it comes my turn to get on the four-wheeler. And the way the road goes, like where my driveway is, everything's on a hill. So the road comes up to my driveway. If you leave my driveway and go back towards the main road, the road kind of goes down and around the house, but the house still sits on a hill, and it's got a bunch of land around it. And we was doing laps on the four-wheeler around the house, and when it came to be my turn, when I came around the back side of the house, instead of coming around the side of the house, I had went off the side of the hill and landed in the road. This isn't like where the driveway is. Where we came onto the road the previous night, it was like 3 or 4 feet. On the other side of the house, it's like 30-40 feet. Actually, it's more like 40-50 feet. It's a big drop off, and I had ramped off of a rock and sent myself flying into the road, nosedived into the road, and the four-wheeler is demolished. And my brother hears this, and he comes running, and he sees me laying in the road, and he's got to come flip the four-wheeler off of me, and he turns it off, and it's leaking stuff at this point, and I got it all over me, and my helmet that I was wearing at the time, the visor got ripped off, the paint was scratched off of it. It had huge dents all in the side of it. And my brother gets the helmet off me, and he pushes the four-wheeler back up the road towards the house, and he shuts it in the building. And apparently, I'm just out of it. Like, I don't know anybody. I don't know where I'm at. And my dad starts freaking out. So he gets us all in his truck, and he takes us to the hospital, and that catches us up to where we're at. So I wrecked the previous night in the driveway, and then I wrecked the following morning on the other side of my house into the road. Completely fucked the four-wheeler. So we get to the hospital, and I remember getting to the hospital. I remember the ride to the hospital. I don't remember much until the day after. And I'm in a hospital room, and my mom and dad are there, and one of my older cousins was there. And they told me after they got to the hospital that I went back into pretty much being a vegetable. Just being very confused and not really knowing much. And I wake up, I'm connected to an IV, they got an IV in me, and they got me hooked up to a heart monitor, I think. And I'm in just my underwear and a gown, and I'm in this hospital bed, and it's close to night time at this point. It's late in the day. It's like 5 p.m. So I'd lost consciousness from 12 p.m. the previous day is when we got to the hospital. And then from then, I don't remember anything that day through that night. And then it was around 5 o'clock when I finally came to. And I just chatted up with a bunch of family members from then on. My cousin was there. Apparently, my brother went to stay with some family members, and they came over the next day. I stayed that night and the following night. There's 3 total days in the hospital. And apart from the consciousness, I didn't have any injuries. I didn't break any bones. I hardly had any cuts on my body. I barely bruised, other than probably smacking my head on the road and giving me a pretty wild concussion. That was about it. And I just recovered in the hospital for a couple of days, and they sent me home. I've got many more stories like this, and I hope I didn't cause any long-term damage. It probably did. Let me know if you've had a concussion down in the comments below. And hey, I'll see you in the next one.